All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Can somebody that's in the room, can you in chat just say, yeah, I can hear you? If I just want to make sure all the audio is good and everybody can hear us as we move forward. So everybody's good? Okay, I'm going to move forward. If somebody stops me because you can't hear me, that'll be good. So welcome to the Burnside Mastermind. It's another great day in social media marketing. There's a lot happening. We're going to talk a lot about Twitter today, but I want to start, we always go over kind of news updates, things that are happening in the world of social media marketing, and there's a lot. And any of you that have talked, that we've had extensive conversation or that we've talked at all, my feelings on Facebook is that it is pointing itself to a more business platform. The consumer side of it, or the ease, the days of free Facebook are long gone, and they've made some changes this week that even emphasize that a little bit more. So if you didn't have a chance to catch the mastermind on Facebook, that is available for you. But let's go over a couple things Facebook is doing recently that we just need to keep our eye on. One is, thank you, CJ, for texting me that. There you go. Can you check it now? Make sure that the chat is going. I'm not pausing. I'm here still. Great. Thank you. All right. So a couple things. Let's get on with Facebook. CJ, thank you for texting me and letting me know that was happening. Couple things. Facebook has implemented this, and they announced this about 2 weeks ago. They've implemented it with two larger companies so far, but they've implemented this Facebook, what they're calling business chat. So what their heart or the goal behind it is, from everything I've read, is that business chat will actually, they're trying to take over the whole customer service kind of email flow, so and call center. So essentially, if I called one of these companies that had it, and let's say, it's not Lands End, but let's say it's Lands End, and I ordered something from them, over the phone or online, then I could actually get my order number, if I have any questions, anything like that, that would all come through the Facebook business chat. So right now, all we can chat on is consumer chat, right? Like I can chat from my personal Facebook page, but not Burnside Marketing. So they're starting to roll this out. They're doing some test cases. So really, they're leveraging the chat with these businesses to really try to hone in on getting businesses more involved with Facebook, making Facebook kind of the end-all be-all for businesses, if you will. So that's something worth keeping an eye on. A lot of this stuff gets rolled out, and it gets rolled out in limited scope, and they take a while to roll it out to the mass population. So that's just something to keep an eye on, is that Facebook business chat. The other thing that's really interesting that they're starting to roll out, and I don't have it yet, I actually checked right before I got on the webinar. Facebook has announced a money to friends option. So almost like PayPal through Facebook Messenger. So if you have your mobile phone and you click on your Messenger app, basically on the Messenger app, on the bottom, you see, type a message, and there's some icons, there's a thumbs up. So it'll be right next to the thumbs up. There'll be like a little dollar sign. So you could actually say, hey, can you send me $20 for those, for that pizza we had last night, whatever. And you'd be able to send money straight through that Facebook chat. So what's interesting here is also the third piece, and I'm going to kind of tie this all together. Some of us, and I know, I'm part of a couple of them, most of us are, there's like buy-sell groups on Facebook. And so, you go on, it's kind of like a Craigslist or a quasi eBay where you can kind of find your area and people that have things for sale. Well, in these buy-sell groups now, they're allowing it to actually, where you can post your item, and there's actually like a template form where you put the dollar amount that it is. So it really looks a lot more like Craigslist, if you're familiar with that, than just right now. How it works is that you kind of just write a post for your item, kind of put the dollar amount in there or in the comments, something like that. And so it's very, I guess the word's organic, but just it's kind of out there. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. So now they're kind of putting this template together for the buy sell. So here's my guess. This is not founded on anything except what I'm seeing and how I'm seeing Facebook go. So we know Facebook, the heart of this is they are a publicly traded company. They have to make profit. They are now responsible not only to their employees, but to their shareholders. So everything they can do to make money is all on the table, right? So what we've seen already is that they've taken the business side of Facebook and made it a pay-to-play platform, meaning if I want to get in touch with all of my followers, then I need to pay to get advertising in front of them. Now, what I'm seeing through this money through friends, this buy-sell groups, I'm seeing them wanting to actually do more credit card transactions, become the space for commerce. So they're actually starting to angle themselves a little bit as an e-commerce platform. And at the same time, they're bringing out this business Facebook chat. So most of us that are part of the mastermind are either sole proprietors or entrepreneurs or have a business. And so this is actually going to be beneficial to you because you'll be able to have this platform on Facebook for customer service now that you didn't have before. But you can kind of see how all those things kind of meld together. So I could very easily see where all of a sudden Facebook lets you as a brand have a store on Facebook using these types of templates they're using. Now you have the store. Now somebody can buy it straight off you from Facebook. They're collecting a percentage of that transaction, and then the whole customer service transaction, as far as order number, shipping, tracking information, can all be done through the Facebook Messenger. So that's my guess. I'm just trying to put that all together and go, how does Facebook capitalize on these things that they're coming out with and make more money on them? And I think that's going to be my guess. We'll see if I'm right or wrong in probably 6 months to a year, but that's kind of how I'm seeing it. So keep an eye on Facebook. That's the big news this week is, that angle of Facebook is really going towards that business side. On the personal side, they just announced a application called Facebook Riff, which I'm going to show you two other things that I'm interested in here in conjunction with this. So Riff is basically a way for, I could take an image or a video on my phone, hashtag it with something. So say hashtag Easter, and this is like my kid collecting Easter eggs. And I could post that in Riff or with Riff. And then one of my friends could actually post a video that connects to that video. And then they could post it. And then one of their friends could connect a video to it or sew a video onto the end of it. So it basically becomes social video share where everybody's stitching a piece of video together that by the end of it, it gets everybody involved in this video. It seems like more just like a fun thing to me. We'll see if it actually has wings or not. But it's worth, once again, keeping an eye on. Which brings me to the other news of the week, or just, I guess, things that as business owners we need to keep an eye on. I'm going to actually click over here. There are two apps that have been getting a ton of traction this last week. One of them is Meerkat, and we're going to click on Meerkat here in 1 second here. So here's Meerkat. And this is in the Apple App Store. And the other one is Periscope. And here's Periscope. And what Meerkat and Periscope are, they're both actually the same thing. They are, I I guess I shouldn't say same thing. They're essentially the same thing. So they are basically live video feeds through Twitter. And so I could just be anywhere in the world. And, you know, so like the example here is they're at a fashion show or something here, and they can take a video and it tweets straight to Twitter. Interestingly, I was doing some work the other night, and I've just been trying to do some research on these platforms because I'm really trying to understand how I can use them for clients, how clients can use them more efficiently. And, you know, Damon John from Fubu or Shark Tank happened to be on one. So I clicked on it, just watched it. It was a really interesting situation. You know, it was probably 9 o'clock at night, California time, and he had handful, I mean, more than a handful, for him probably a handful, but for one of us, we'd be excited to have that many people. And he was just answering questions that were coming in, because as you can see in the Meerkat app, you can actually, down here at the bottom, you can have, you know, live, essentially a live stream coming through. So here's what I want you to just keep a pulse on, and we'll continue to talk about these two platforms, is that there's a little bit of a battle going on between these. It's kind of the Meerkat versus Periscope battle. If you go over to Twitter, if we search Twitter for, you know, hashtag Meerkat, there we go. And you can see if we go to all here, I mean, 24 seconds ago, 31 seconds ago, 35 seconds ago, 47 seconds ago, 49 seconds ago, 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago. So within 1 minute, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Meerkat live streams that went live. So there's definitely some traction on these things. Both of them, I've used both of them. I found glitches with both of them. They both work sometimes. You know, there's definitely some room to be improved, but one of them I think is going to take off. And I think from a business standpoint, we have to be able to leverage this to really connect with an audience in a new way that's live, right? And so if you have a product, being able to do a live stream throughout the day of what that product is, or, you know, demoing your product, demoing your, you know, application, demoing your services, talking about your employees, whatever it is, whatever your competitive advantage is. You know, if you owned a supplement store, you could be on there talking about, you know, the different types of proteins and the ones you take pre-workout, post-workout, meal replacement, that whole thing. And you could really I think you could get some traction on these things. You know, since we've been sitting here, 8 new results, you know, live now. Baby meerkat cuddling, so you know that's an Instagram, so that's actually not meerkat, but live now. I mean, since we've been here, there's 4, 5, 6 new ones that have popped up. So Meerkat and Periscope, that is what I want you to keep an eye on. And with that, I do want to give you one little Facebook tip before we run off here. Let me get to my business Facebook page here. And, you know, in Facebook, the one, you know, kind of mastermind tip this week is going to be, if you have something to share and it's really good content that you want to get out to other people, you need to take that and post it in your personal page. So as little traction as Facebook is giving business posts now without paying, the shares have become extremely important. So if you have some content, a new release of a product, a special out there, make sure that you're taking that post from your business page, sharing it in your personal page, and reach out to some of your friends to share it too. Because the way the Facebook algorithm works is the more shares, the more things you get on that, the further it goes. So make sure if you have something great to post that you're sharing that in your other platforms. So with that being said, let's dig into to Twitter a little bit here. This week we're going to really dive into the power of Twitter. Twitter, for those of you that haven't used it, let's go over kind of Twitter 101, Twitter basics. Twitter is the ultimate social real-time tool. So if you want the pulse of the nation on anything, Twitter is the place to be. So you know what? Tonight is April 6th, so it is the March Madness finals. So if let's do hashtag March Madness. we'll do all. Let's see here. Let's just kind of see what we got going on here. Duke versus Wisconsin for all the marbles. 5 keys to the championship game. Duke versus Wisconsin. I mean, this is all within 43 seconds, so I just want you to, kind of note how much content there is in 1 minute. So if you go back tonight and search hashtag March Madness, you will have the exact pulse of the nation on every single shot, every block, everything that happens tonight. That's the beauty of Twitter, is that you can get on there, and whether it's sports, social, political, economic, whatever it is, you can search and essentially get the pulse of the country and people that are on Twitter through that. So for those of you that don't know, Twitter kind of is a short 140 character or less platform. It does allow photos and videos. Using photos is huge in Twitter. And what we can do is there's 2 different types of symbols used in Twitter. There's the hashtag and there's the @ symbol. So the hashtag is essentially saying search for this hashtag March Madness. So anybody who is typing in that hashtag March Madness, you can search for all those tweets. If you want your tweet to be in a hashtag, and we're about to get over to a site that you can discover some of these, then you use that hashtag. So if I wanted to get in front of everybody that's searching about March Madness, which I probably will tonight, so you can be looking for me, I would, go Wisconsin, just because I'm, I love that they were the underdog and they won. Hashtag March Madness, then I get in that stream. The @ symbol is essentially a direct connector with somebody. So my Twitter handle is SP Burnside. So if you typed a tweet like, go Wisconsin, hashtag March Madness @ SP Burnside, I would get a notification that I was mentioned in your tweet. This is very powerful. I want you to remember that, okay? That you can that @ symbol does that. And so with Twitter, we have home. Now, some of this is basic, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same landing or on the same plateau before we get started here. Notifications. So notifications are where we can get in touch with people. So messages, that we have direct messages. And this is new. Actually, this was just announced from Twitter. If I do new message, you used to not be able to direct message multiple people, but brand new, you can actually go in and, and then, so I can actually add a whole bunch of people to this list and message a group of people. That's super powerful. Facebook, you can do that, but this is new for Twitter. So just keep that in mind as we're building our Twitter following and building our Twitter list to get awesome results through Twitter. And then you have the discover here, which is just, tweets and that sort of thing, hot stuff, things that are trending. You can see over here, trends. So this is kind of cool. So if your business, every once in a while, check the trends. Something right now trending is, SBiz hour. So let's kind of click on that. Social business hour, right? And so now if I have a tweet that I could get in that stream, it's trending, so I have a better chance of people seeing my tweet because we know that there's a lot of people searching for that now. So those are little things that if you have content for these trends, it's worth checking it out and trying to get your tweet in there. It'll give you some people maybe to follow, stuff like that. Okay, with that being the case, I'm going to show you a couple cool ninja tricks here about Twitter. So Twitter has an awesome advanced search function that you can really use to drive business. And one of the greatest examples I like is you can search for pizza, okay? And now here's the pizza, right? And then I can go over here. If you see on the left, it says advanced search. So I want to click advanced search. And now I have this powerful tool where I can search for all of these words, this exact phrase, any of these words, none of these words, these hashtags written in language-wise, people from these accounts to these accounts, mentioning these accounts, near, wherever. So one of the greatest stories I've heard about this advanced search is there was a pizza shop that was trying to drive business. So we're going to try to recreate this right now. And what they started doing is they started searching for the word pizza in their area. And they were finding people that were having trouble with the company they'd already ordered pizza from, like my pizza's late, my pizza's bad, this, that, and the other thing. And they would, use the @ symbol, @so-and-so, so they'd essentially get a message that somebody mentioned them in a tweet. If you want pizza in 20 minutes, we'll have it there. Just let us know. And they drove business significantly every night by just having somebody watch Twitter using this advanced search and reaching out to people in real time, right? Because Twitter's the real-time tool. In real time, reaching out to these people in their time of quote-unquote need, right, for a pizza. So, if you had a personal training business, you could do words like, losing weight or things like that and reach directly out to people in your area that are desiring to do that. So let's try to do the pizza example. Let's see how that works. So if we do pizza, and I don't live in San Diego, but San Diego is a great place, and it'll give us enough to show some examples here. And then we can actually select whether there's a positive, negative, question, include, retweet. So let's do negative. Let's see what happens here. Last time I searched this, I searched it a little different. So now here's the thing. We start looking at this and already go, okay, there's only 2 tweets. Like, how is that effective? But you have to remember, Twitter always starts by giving you top tweets, not all the tweets. So if we do all the tweets, well, it looks like because only 2 people put the sad face. So we'll go back. Bad example. Bad example. But actually here, this is actually a good example, other than it's a little late. But if we had caught this right when it happened, right? If we had somebody monitoring this, debating on pizza, I hate when Evan is gone, just another week, we could have gone right here, replied. It would have replied to this person and said, hey, we'll have pizza at your house in 20 minutes. You want pepperoni or cheese? Whatever it is. And we could have had that. So let's go back to advanced search. Let's go pizza again. Now, our problem is that we click the negative. Not enough people are using the sad face when they're talking about pizza in San Diego. So let's see what we get when we just do pizza. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Or how about, we'll get one here soon, I promise you. Okay, how about pizza? And for lack of a better term, how about sucks? San Diego search. Now that's one thing we have to remember is that, sometimes it takes some time to hone this stuff in, but here we go. I want pizza, but I also want tombstones. LOL, sucks to suck. I mean, this would be a great example, right? Like, hey, you want pizza? I got it, It's better than tombstone. Sucks being lactose intolerant. Maybe you have a lactose-free pizza, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of gluten-free stuff. Maybe there's a lactose-free or no cheese pizza. So you can just kind of go through here, find stuff that I wish I had a good friend that would go on a pizza or Subway and runs with me for when I'm sad. I would do the same. I mean, this is perfect, right? Reply, no need to do the run. We'll do the run for you. See you in 20 minutes. So this is an exact example of what that pizza shop was looking for. Pizza Hut sucks. I just want my pizza. So this person's obviously having some issues. So you could direct reply, hey, no need to wait. We'll have pizza to you in 20 minutes. What do you want? So that is the power of the advanced search. Now, the advanced search, once again, you can go any place, accounts, hashtags, none of these words, any of these words. So that's an awesome ninja trick that you can use in Twitter. The next site we're going to go to is hashtagify.me. So hashtagify.me is this awesome site that gives you the top 10 related hashtags related to any hashtag that you wanted to search for. So if we did basketball to keep the theme going here. There we go. Okay, awesome. So as of right now, here's the top 10 posts that are related to basketball. So we have sports, ball is life, NCAA, football, live score, great game, basket, news, NBA. Now, the thing to remember in this platform, the bigger the circle, the more popular it is. So if I am a sports writer and I'm looking to write for something for basketball, trying to get in front of people, trying to get some traction, right? When you're using a platform like this, you have to think about this two different ways. I can choose the largest circle and hopefully get in front of the largest audience. But the problem with the largest circle is that it's the largest circle. So there's a whole bunch of other people trying to get in there. So when I use a site like hashtagify.me, what I actually try to do is find a circle that's kind of in the middle. So I don't want the smallest, I don't want the largest. I want a circle that has enough traction, but where my post can actually be, hopefully get some traction because it's not drowned out. So I'm not one little post in a huge ocean. I want to be more like a post in a pond or a lake. How about a lake? So that's what hashtagify.me does, okay? And you can see the URL there, hashtagify.me. You can do any hashtag you want. So if we did computers, if I fix and repair computers, and I want to get in front of an audience on Twitter, give it a second here, and there we go. Technology, Apple, Mac, PC, ebook, free, Microsoft, free book. Interestingly, Amazon's a really big circle. So if you use hashtag like PC or Mac, this could be a great tool for you here. Interestingly enough, now take note here, if you look at all the circles, you have Apple and you have Mac. So if you're trying to get in front of Apple, then the Mac circle, so it might be worth using both hashtags, but really if you use the Mac one, you could probably get in front of more people because your hashtag could get a little more traction. Now, if you had room for both, I'd obviously put both, but it's a balance in all of these things. You gotta test it for your industry too. And in something big like computers, the circles, right, they're weighted differently. So in a hashtag like computers, this circle of Apple might represent 10 million posts, where if we did something that was less popular, say pickleball. I only bring that up because apparently pickleball is becoming a pretty big deal, right? I mean, these circles are still, obviously pickleball is a smaller subset, but you kind of get circles like this that's almost the size, maybe, almost the size of the one that was Mac, probably a little smaller, but that the number of tweets for Mac is significantly bigger than for, say, badminton, especially in the States. So really a cool tool, which brings us to the next tool for Twitter. So hopefully everybody's following so far. So we have Twitter. We've gone through the basics of Twitter. We've gone through Twitter Advanced Search, right? And then we've gone through hashtagify.me. So this is what I want you to do. For your business, I want you to think about who are the people you're trying to reach out to, what kind of hashtags would they be using, and coming up with a hashtag list of, say, 5 or 10 different hashtags to kind of be your go-to hashtags using the tool like hashtagify.me to find those. Then we're going to jump over to an awesome website called If This Then That. We have not gone over this yet in the mastermind. If some of you that have had, we've had one-on-one conversations, you know of this site. I love this site. It gives you basically recipes to create automation in your life and in your social life. So we're going to use a couple recipes here. So we're going to search Twitter. And the great thing is you'll have access to this video afterwards because we're going to go through this pretty quick now that we've hit the 4 o'clock hour California time. And go through it pretty quick, and you can always re-access it, or you guys have my email address, so you can always email me with any questions. There are 32,020 recipes found on Twitter. It's pretty cool. Post your Instagram pic on Twitter as a picture, not a link. Save your favorite tweets in Pocket, post Facebook status to Twitter automatically, tag an Instagram photo, South by Southwest, to send it straight to Twitter too. A lot of different things, like the South by Southwest one is obviously event specific for that. So you kind of go through these. This is the first one we're going to look at. Create a Twitter list around a hashtag. So we've gone to Twitter, we've established our accounts, we've established the business, all that stuff. We found our hashtags. Now we also want to find other people that are using hashtags that we believe would be related to our business. So we can actually create a Twitter list around a specific hashtag. And I will give you the direct example that I use. Since this is a mastermind, I'm going to let you on the inside workings of how I do this. So I have I'm going to go to my recipes here. So build a Twitter list from a specific hashtag, right? So I am, that's not the one I'm looking for here. I have a couple of these going. Here we go. Okay, so I have a trigger right now that if I do hashtag, if somebody does hashtag work from home, then it takes their username and adds them to the list home biz rock stars. Okay, so I will show you exactly what that is. So I'm going to go here and then go to my lists. And you see home biz rock stars. So I can do members. I have 1,852 members, right, in this list. Pretty amazing, right? Like you look at something like the hashtag work from home. It's pretty amazing how quickly, because I haven't had this list for very long. So so we go here, and now I have home biz rock stars. Now, obviously, you guys are all a part of this, so you know I'm trying to get entrepreneurs, small business owners, people that need to know more about social media, stay on the cusp of things as part of my mastermind, right? So these are the perfect people to do that. People that are home business owners, entrepreneurs, things like that. So then what I can do is every so often I can go into this list every day, every couple days, and sorry about that. And go in here and kind of pick people that I want to follow. So, awesome. This lady looks great. Boom, follow, Here we go. Just a mom working from home. Perfect. Follow. All of that stuff. So what we're going to do is follow here. And what Twitter is it's traditionally a follow for follow platform, right? So if I follow people, the hope is that they're going to follow me. Follow this person right here, for example, okay? So I go through this list. So I already know these people are tweeting about topics that are relevant to my business, what I'm trying to sell. Now I have a list of them, and I follow those people. Now, once I've followed them, I'm going to create another recipe, right? That is, if you saw that, it was DM thanks. Let's go back. Here's the recipe ID, 217354141. DM thanks to new Twitter followers, okay? So I've gone through, put them in a list. Now remember, the list name is actually kind of important. I've actually had people direct message me because they were pumped that they were put on a list that was called rock stars, right? There's a thing, it's like the neuro-linguistics of it. Like I get put on a list, I could just make a list called home biz. People are like, okay, I'm on a home biz list. I put you on a home biz rock star and you feel really good about that, right? So there's 1,852 members. I have 10 people subscribing to this list. So there's actually gotten some traction. I've only had this list for a couple weeks. And then if we go back, let's go to the other one so we can see how many we have on that one at this point. Small biz rock stars. And you have 1,500 members and 13 subscribers to that list. So then what happens is I go in, I go to the members, I follow them. Remember, we've done that. Now we're hoping they refollow us back, okay? So then what we have is we have that recipe here, DM thanks to a new Twitter follower, and I'll show you exactly what I do here. DM thanks to a new Twitter follower. Send a direct message. So hi, Twitter follower name, full name here. Thanks for the follow. Join me on my SMM, which stands for Social Media Marketing Webinar, and I give them the link. Rock on, Steve, and it's a link to my profile. So let me show you what I've done here, and this is what I want all of you guys to do. I've created through Twitter a list of people that are potential, that I believe based on the hashtags they're using are potential clients. At that point, they join my list. I put them on the list. I follow them. Hopefully, they follow me back. As soon as they follow me back, they get this message. Thanks for the follow. Hopefully you can join me on my webinar. Now, once they get onto the webinar, right, that's where I pitch the mastermind. So you funnel out people, but you're also finding perfect leads, perfect clients for your business, right? So whatever your business is, if you believe those people using those hashtags are interested in your business, then this direct message to them can lead them to the next step. So you're going to want to get like a bit.ly URL. If you don't know what that is, just Google right there, bit.ly, and it will take you to a website. You can put in your full URL, and it shrinks it down to this little bit.ly URL. If you're using Hootsuite, which we're going to go over in a couple weeks, Hootsuite will also shrink that for you automatically, things like that. So other than that, so that's what we're doing. So we are using this to generate targeted leads for our business and drive traffic through Twitter. Let me make sure there's no other ones, because there was one other recipe that I thought I wanted to. Oh yeah, email a list of Twitter followers each Monday morning. So I get an email list of new Twitter followers on Monday morning, which is just more for my reference than anything else. And then I'm building that last hashtag. The other one, so I live in a town called San Luis Obispo, and you can see here, because I also do local marketing business. I have a list here called Slow Life. I have 37 members in it, and these are just people that I know are in my town or talking about my town. So I always check this out, kind of see what's going on, and make sure that they're dialed in. So that is Twitter. The other one website I do want to mention, if you're having a hard time finding good content for Twitter, one of my favorite sites is Alltop. Guy Kawasaki, if you're familiar with him, is part of this. So alltop.com, really good stories, really good place to curate content. New topics, hot topics, recent topics. You can kind of create a My Alltop, which curates content based on the settings you have for it. So if you're not using this, it's a really cool site. Obviously, I have a lot of stuff on social media marketing, stuff like that, business things in here, but you can guide it towards anything that you're looking for, and that's Alltop. So let's kind of review what we've gone over today. Make sure if you have any questions that you want addressed, you can email me directly. We can talk about those things, and then I will make sure to get those on next week's webinar. Also, if you can get me questions by Thursday, I'll make sure to get them on the following Monday's mastermind webinar. But let's just go through really quick. We talked about Facebook Riff, which is the new video platform that Facebook's coming out. Let me make one last comment on that. Video is huge. Video is trumping everything right now in social media marketing. So this Riff deal, it's just another way for Facebook to get more traction in the video space. So I want to make sure that we're staying on top of that. If you're not doing any video for your social media marketing or your digital marketing, make sure you do something. Get a GoPro, do something. I mean, anything is better than nothing. So make sure you're doing that. Facebook is announcing a lot of different things right now, kind of going back to what we've gone over. That is really, I'm seeing the ship move, right? Like when you're in a big boat, or even a small boat, but a big boat specifically, right? When you change course directions, the boat just doesn't turn 45 degrees or 90 degrees. It takes a long time for that boat to move. And I think that's what's happening with Facebook right now. I think they're starting to implement programs and changes that boat is moving, and is going to become a very e-commerce business-centric platform, because they have the audience right now with the user base, and they have the businesses there that are easy to implement. So that's my guess. Facebook Money to Friends through the Messenger app. Remember, I mean, in that Messenger app, I mean, that could open up a world of a huge world, right? I mean, you could be on Facebook with some business, texting them back and forth about questions you have about a product, and you could just send them the money right there through the app if they ended up implementing it that way. So Really big deal. The buy-sell groups, now the new platform they're releasing for those buy-sell groups, where it's not just I just write, hey, I have a pair of shoes for sale for $5. I actually go in, put a description, put a title, put a cost, and they're implementing that very much like a Craigslist. Big deal. Facebook business chat, which came out, right? So businesses will start to be able to utilize the chat feature for customer service. That is very much in the beta phases, but that's something you want to take advantage of as soon as it launches for us. A lot of times those things get rolled out in phases, so just keep an eye on that. It's just like the call to action button, there we go, that Facebook implemented a couple months ago, right? They rolled it out slowly, but as soon as it was there, you just got to make sure, I just made sure my clients had it, make sure people in my groups had it, because that is huge. And then once again, the ninja trick of sharing business posts in your personal feed to make sure you have more traction. We talked a little bit about Periscope and Meerkat. Listen, if you don't have these yet, download them on your phone. Give me some feedback. Email me. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one you like better. You can find almost anything. It's a really interesting thing. I always err on the side of caution when it comes to stuff like this. I'm a little intrigued at what the implications might be on a privacy level and on a personal safety level. It'll just be interesting to see how this all pans out and plays out. So we have Meerkat and Periscope, and real quick we'll do the down and the dirty of Twitter. Twitter, we've discovered hashtags through a website like Hashtagify, hashtagify.me. We have gone in to If This Then That. We've created recipes that will build a Twitter list from a specific hashtag. Here's something to note on that. If the list is not created, at least this recipe I've used creates the list for you. You can also go in and create the list to make sure it is there. So make sure the list is there. So once you create these, go in, make sure everything's running as it should be running. So build a Twitter list from a specific hashtag that will then create a list for you over here. Now here's something you can do that we didn't really talk about, but you can kind of go in here and go to this person and mention them in a tweet too. So if they don't follow you back, and you can't direct message them, you can always mention them. If you're following them and they're saying things where you know your product or service can be a great help to them, this isn't about trying to just shotgun your message everywhere. But if you're looking at something like, man, this guy can really use what I'm using or what I'm selling here, you could take their handle, mention them in a tweet, and they're going to get notified that they got mentioned in that tweet. So make sure you do that. So we built that list from a specific hashtag. What we do is then we go into that list, we find people that we want to follow, right? Follow. And then the hope is that because it's a follow back platform, those people follow us back. Once they follow us back, we have this other recipe going on that is DM thanks to new followers. That DM thanks then directs the people to the website that we've indicated. So that is the whole process of really, in a nutshell, how to really leverage Twitter on autopilot, more or less, right? You can sit down every night and just follow people, but pretty much on autopilot to get get in front of potential customers through Twitter. Also growing your following on Twitter is a big deal. So if you need help with the content, we talked about AllTop, which is an awesome website to do that with. And other than that, we did talk a little bit about advanced search through Twitter. So if I'm looking here and I'm looking at, whatever, guitars, and if I'm a guitar shop and I just got in a whole bunch of Gibson Les Paul guitars and I'm in San Diego and I want to search for people that are talking about Gibson Les Paul, there might not be a lot because that was a big word to search for, but rock out, boom, boom, boom. I could reply to this and see how it automatically puts their handle right there. Just got in a ton of awesome, at Gibson guitar, hashtag Les Pauls. Come check them out, right? And then I would tweet that. Now, obviously, I didn't get in a whole bunch of awesome Gibson Les Pauls. I wish I did, but I didn't. And then I could reach out directly to them. So that's what we have for this week. Twitter, for most of you, most people I talk to are not leveraging Twitter very heavily. So I think this is going to be actually a good assignment for you this week to get Twitter in front. Get out there with Twitter and make sure that you're using it. And this is really how you're driving customers. A lot of people have questions for me like, how do I even use Twitter to get customers? It seems so ridiculous. And this is just the autopilot way. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome, awesome week. Let me turn off my screen share here so I can say hi to everybody. All right, there we go. Hey, hi everybody. Really glad you could join me today. I'm really excited about what we have going on with social media. There's a ton of things happening, so much going on. So I'm happy you could be here with me. Thank you so much for being part of the mastermind. I really appreciate it. I love working with you guys and talking about what social can do for you and your business. So until next week, remember to email me if you have any questions. And with that being said, let's leverage the power of, hold on, here it is, of Google Plus. Oh, come on, I know it's here somewhere. Oh, here we go. And thank you all for joining me. All right, we'll see you guys next week.